let's catch up on what's happening with the 140 Brits currently stranded on the cruise ship, which is being held off the California coast after 21 people on board tested positive for coronavirus. Well, 2 passengers confined to their cabin and desperate to be allowed off the Grand Princess are Denise and Leo McConkey from London, and they join us now. Well, good morning to both of you. This must be a pretty awful experience. What's it been like for you?
It's horrendous.
It's worse than that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't imagine anything worse. I mean, you're stuck on a massive boat, supposed to be a dream holiday cruise. Suddenly you find this coronavirus, which is terrorising the world right now, is on the boat. A number of people have contracted it, and you can't get off. I mean, you must feel like you've been trapped.
It's like being in prison. They leave our food at the door. They knock on the door, leave the food on the floor and walk away. They've got masks on and gloves. And we have to just open the door and bring the food in and then put it back out at the end. And are you allowed to leave your cabin at all? No.
No.
So you're there 24 hours a day in the cabin?
Since Thursday, yes.
I actually left my cabin yesterday and they told me they were going to get the security to put me back in the cabin. Otherwise, they was going to lock me up.
You were going to face security?
Or they was going to lock me up if I didn't go back to the cabin.
Wow. And what have you been told? I had a number of relatives of other people on the Grand Princess tweeting me over the weekend saying, please help, the government isn't doing enough. What have the British government said to you? Anything?
Nothing at all.
Not a word.
So you've heard nothing?
No.
Nothing whatsoever.
We hear more from our friends and family back home, and then we get told it an hour or so once we've heard from home. Yeah. The next stage is that they're going to start disembarking Americans tomorrow. It's going to take a 4-day process, but they still don't know what's going to happen to the international travellers. Has the ship moved? Because we know that it was going to get shifted to Oakland and then they would consider what the plan was. Has it moved yet?
It's been going round in circles around San Francisco Harbour. It is now heading towards Oakland. It only started going there tonight. Right.
So you know you're going to dock at Oakland and you expect the Americans to be disembarked, but you have no idea what's going to happen to you, and you have had no official communication. What about the authorities on the ship? What are they saying about what's going to happen?
We can't actually speak to anybody. We just get an announcement from the captain, and we've got a letter here saying that they're going to disembark the sick passengers first, then the Californians, then the rest of the Americans, and then they don't know what's happening with us. And have you been tested? No.
We're going to be tested tomorrow on disembarkation from the ship. As we disembark, we're going to get tested.
So there are 21 cases of coronavirus on the boat. So you know there are 21 people at least who have this. You, I believe, Denise, you're with your elderly parents too, Edwin and Jean, who are 82 and over 75, and they have underlying health issues. So they're right in the main target range, really, for coronavirus. You must be worried sick about them.
I am, completely. And we're also with our friends. And one of our friends, he's got a nerve disease, so he's got no immune system. So we don't know what's happening. We can't even see each other because we're all on different decks. So you're stuck on this massive boat. There are a load of people coronavirus. You've got elderly friends and relatives with you with underlying health conditions, and you've got no information from the British government at all about what is happening. We invited the British government to come on the programme today. They haven't put anybody up to come on our programme. I find that unbelievable at this stage of a global health crisis that's now hit Britain. We also tried to get an interview with the captain to find out what's happening for you. That wasn't possible. It's in a statement from Princess Cruises. So, I mean, I don't know how we managed to communicate to you what the advice is. No, we've got no clue whatsoever. It's an absolute disgrace. And if anyone from the British government is watching this, these are British citizens stuck in a crisis on a boat, and they need your help. They need information. I mean, how many Brits are on the boat? Is it like 140, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
You can imagine how we're getting no information whatsoever about what's going on. We're in a life and death situation. Yeah. and we're getting no help from the British government. It just seems like nobody is.
Well, if Boris Johnson, if anyone working for Boris Johnson is watching this, would you mind helping these people? These 140 British people on a boat full of coronavirus. At least 21 people have it. And like you say, this is a life and death situation. In terms of the life that you're leading there, we already know you're trapped in these cabins, but I presume they must be soon running out of food. And anyway, the food that you're being given, how can you be sure that that's not contaminated?
Well, that was our question, because 19 of the crew actually have us. So, and it's the crew who are serving us the food. Wow. So we don't know.
Well, look, we're on your case. We hear you. Unlike the British government, we're going to get some answers from the British government. And please, if you have any contact with the other Brits on board, we're going to go into bat for you and try and make sure that you get some help, because this is a ridiculous situation.
All the very best to you.
I'll just say one more thing.
Yes, please do, yeah.
I actually thought that photograph of the rugby player was funny as well.
You know what? It's all about perspective, isn't it? You know, given your situation, we can probably afford to have a laugh about the rugby thing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to take issue with you about that, Leo, considering your situation.